What if your loved ones started seeing things that weren't there? People who have been blind their whole life, all of a sudden having full-on visions. Can people near death see dead loved ones? Today we are diving into one of the most mind-blowing topics in dementia, and that is hallucinations. Buckle up, Careblazers, because this is going to be eye-opening. What are hallucinations? So first of all, it's so important to know that hallucinations are very real experiences for the person who is having them. And it's not just about seeing things. Hallucinations can impact all five senses. So we have visual hallucinations, like seeing people, insects, animals. These are very common for people who have Lewy body dementia in particular. But there are also auditory hallucinations where the person hears things that aren't actually there. Olfactory hallucinations where the person smells things that are not actually there. Often smells like smoke or perfume. Tactile hallucinations where the person feels something on them that is not there, like bugs crawling on their skin. And gustatory hallucinations, which is literally tasting something that isn't there. For many people, when this happens, it tends to be a metallic taste. And here's something crazy. People who have been blind their whole life can experience vivid visual hallucinations. Even people who lose their vision later in life can also experience visual hallucination. This is something called Charles Bonnet syndrome, and it's where the brain is trying to fill in missing visual information. So yes, even without working eyes, the brain can still see. Now, you may have even heard stories about people near death who have seen dead loved ones. This one can be pretty wild. Some people, especially as they near death, often report seeing dead relatives. This experience, sometimes referred to as Pickendarien experience, and it can happen to people with or without dementia. What's even weirder is that there have been reports of people who have seen deceased relatives who they didn't even know were deceased at that point. Scientists don't really understand what's going on here, but this kind of experience has been reported across cultures and religions. Now let's get to what we would be most likely to encounter, which is our loved one with dementia experiencing visual hallucinations. Biggest thing to remember, their brain is showing them what they see. They are seeing the visual hallucination. The visual thing is there, even though we can't see it. That's the most important thing to remember. What we want to do is we want to stay calm, try to let them know that they're safe, you're there for them. And also the thing to realize is that some people who have visual hallucinations, they're not scared or in distress about them at all. They might be totally comforted at the fact that there's a kid in the living room or that there's somebody outside. So some people with dementia who have visual hallucinations are in distress, and so we want to be a calming, comforting presence for them. And some people with visual hallucinations, they're not bothered by it at all, and they might be comforted by it. If it's the point where they are actually comforted by the visual hallucinations, we don't want to correct them. We don't really need to do much. We could just let them be comforted. Now, here's a big thing. If the visual hallucinations happen out of nowhere, all of a sudden, please call your loved one's doctor immediately, because this could be a sign of something else. This could be a sign of an underlying infection that needs addressing right away. So hallucinations in dementia can be fascinating, terrifying, comforting. Does your loved one with dementia experience visual hallucinations? How do you respond to them? If this kind of video was helpful to you, you can leave a like, but more importantly, leave a comment on what future videos you'd like to see on this channel. We'll put together a YouTube video just for you. Also, if you don't yet realize or know, I have a weekly email newsletter called the Dementia Dose. The Dementia Dose newsletter is only for dementia breakthroughs, scientific discoveries, behavior strategies, caregiver support strategies. It's just a helpful tip delivered to your inbox every single Thursday, and it's totally free for you to sign up. You can go to www.careblazers.com and scroll to the bottom of that main page. You'll see the Dementia Dose sign up. I'm sending you so much love, Careblazer. I'll be back next week with a new video. Bye. Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free, and Nico says thank you very much.